people who are not able to get children in the normal way. And the normal way here, I mean through normal reproductive processes because of a variety of reasons. It could be because of medical reasons, usually largely because of medical reasons. And for some, it could also because of age and other factors. Now, Chair, when I brought it to Parliament, I was advised by the medical sector that the technology had gone way beyond just in vitro fertilization, and there are other forms of assisted reproductive technologies. So on the advice, we came up with the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill. The current situation in Kenya is because there is no legal framework, either making it illegal or allowing it. The process goes on. And the process goes on, and several women have been assisted to get children through assisted reproductive technologies. Chair, in the last parliament when I brought this bill, one of the members actually came forward and said she got a baby through that process, Honorable Joyce Lee. That is a member who came out in the public. But Chair, I had almost two male members who spoke to me in private, who had also had their children through assisted reproduction. And I think because of the way our society is, not many people who have had children through assisted reproductive process can come forward. Since I started this process, Chair, I've been amazed at how many Kenyans are affected. I know a person, if she's willing, she may speak. When I brought this bill, she was not a member of parliament, but they invited me. Now she's a member of parliament. They invited me in a caucus of women who are having challenges having children, and she had a child or children through assisted reproduction. That member is also currently now in parliament. And Chair, what it basically does is that when you have people who are not able to have children regularly or normally, then through assisted reproduction, they are able to be assisted to get through. There are many issues that may come up with which are ethical issues. Now, the bill seeks to regulate the ethical issues. I'm sure for those of you who watch CNN, you must have seen that there was the first case of a genetically engineered baby, which is a first in the world, really. And even the doctors were raising ethical issues around the genetically engineered baby. Now, this bill precludes such instances in Kenya, even though I'm sure the medical fraternity will have to discuss it at a later date. But I think for us as a country, we may not have reached a level that we want to go into that genetical engineering of children. And for the one that was reported on CNN, it was they genetically engineered the baby so that they cannot get HIV and AIDS. For Kenya, it has, I wouldn't call it genetic engineering because all it does is to get sperms from either a donor and eggs from one of the parents or donors in both instances. And it is then used by the people or the parents to be. Chair, there are also instances where then you have, they borrow a womb. And we have had cases where people borrow wombs and they have challenges later because when somebody carries a baby for 9 months, they become used to the baby and they don't want to let go, and sometimes it is not really even biologically their child. They were only basically assisting. And several cases have gone to the High Court, and the court said that there is no legislative framework to deal with this kind of cases, and urged Parliament to come with a legislative framework to deal with issues of surrogate mothers, so that all the cases are not then taken to court. So this bill also deals with surrogacy and surrogate mothers and the rights that arises from surrogacy. Chair, maybe in a nutshell, that's what I would say the bill is about. So yes, I know there are issues that may arise in relation to ethical issues, which I've told you it's addressed here, and we have looked at it with those who are doctors, and I'm glad this committee has quite a number of people who have that expertise and experience. And secondly, the fact, I think from a legislative perspective, some people think that if we don't pass a law, then it will not continue. From a legislative perspective, if you don't pass the law, it will continue. It just will not be regulated, because right now, the last time I met this caucus of women who are struggling with childlessness, one of them told me that for every round of process she undertook, she paid in Kenya 300,000, and she had done about 3 of them, so she'd spent about $1 million. Went to South Africa, spent almost another $1 million, and carried the children for about 6 months, lost the children, then went through another round. So it's not only traumatizing, but very unaffordable, especially for poor women. I went around my own constituency and found several very poor women that are unable to access this process because it's extremely expensive and out of reach for poor women. So it is a process that, as things stand now, is only accessible to the rich. They'll either go and do it out of the country, or we'll do it within this country. I know originally we only had one person who is doing it, but I'm told now they've expanded. I think before it was only Dr. Nore, but now I think there are many more doctors that are doing assisted reproduction. So yes, it is something that is being done in Kenya, and all we need to do is find how to regulate it and to avoid the conflicts that arise when you are dealing with issues of assisted reproduction. Thank you, Chair.